America, the land of the free, the home of the brave. It's the place many look to for hope and opportunity. But is it? Are we really prepared for what's coming next? As the world watches in disbelief, we're seeing strange signs and events unfold all around us: natural disasters, political shifts, and the return of a very familiar figure. Donald Trump, back at the helm as president. But could his return be a part of something much bigger, something far more unsettling? Join me as we dive deep into some shocking predictions for America's future and ask the question, are we witnessing the end times? Now, hold on, let's not jump to conclusions just yet. It's easy to brush off the idea of prophecies and apocalyptic visions as ancient tales, but let's take a closer look at what's going on. There's a lot more to this than just politics. The Bible has warned us of a future where the world undergoes a major shift, and America's role in this is, well, questionable. Could the return of Donald Trump be more than just a political comeback? Could it be a sign that something much larger is on the horizon? Let's rewind a bit and think about the book of Daniel. A key part of biblical prophecy, this book outlines events leading up to the end times. And guess what? It paints a picture of the future where America plays almost no role. Yeah, you heard me right. A major global power, sidelined in what's supposed to be the most important moment in history. Does that sound strange to you? I mean, look at the influence America holds today. It's hard to imagine that influence just disappearing. So what does this mean? If America's role is shrinking, what's taking center stage? According to these prophecies, the future world order won't be led by the US. Instead, the focus is going to shift toward the Middle East, towards Israel and Jerusalem, and to a coalition of 10 nations that will rise to power. These nations, some coming from the former Roman Empire, will unite under the rule of one terrifying figure, the Antichrist. Now you might be thinking, wait, how does that involve America? Good question. Keep that in mind as we go deeper into this. It's easy to assume that in a power struggle like that, the United States would be at the forefront, right? I mean, we're talking about a superpower, but here's the kicker. The Bible seems to suggest that we won't be. The prophecies are clear. The spotlight will move away from America. And the question is, will we see that shift slowly, or will something more drastic happen? Now here's where things get a little unsettling. According to biblical warnings, we're headed toward a future where governments will have more control over us than ever before. Think about it. Everything is becoming digital. Our movements are tracked. Our purchases are monitored. Our every click online is being watched. And that's just the start. The Bible talks about a time when we'll need a special mark to buy or sell anything. Does that sound like a conspiracy theory? Maybe, but the groundwork is already being laid. From digital currencies to biometric scanning, these systems are already in development, making this mark of the beast idea seem a lot less like fantasy. The Bible describes a future where personal freedom is traded for security and where technology is used to control and manipulate. We're seeing this happen right now, every day. Surveillance is increasing, personal privacy is eroding, and governments are gaining more power. It's like the prophecy is unfolding before our eyes. And the scariest part? It could all happen without us even realizing it. And it won't be a peaceful transition. The Bible speaks about a world in chaos, where old powers clash with new ones. This will be a fight for control, for influence, and for the very soul of humanity. As truth becomes harder to find and deception runs rampant, we'll see the rise of false leaders and prophets, people who will manipulate the masses, leading them astray. And in this chaos, the Antichrist will rise to power, promising peace and unity, but at what cost? Here's where it gets even darker. The Bible warns us of a spiritual battle. This isn't just about politics or global power struggles. It's about a battle for our hearts and minds. Forces of darkness will seek to control our beliefs, our actions, and even our thoughts. But don't panic, there's hope. The Bible also reminds us that God is ultimately in control. Despite the darkness, He is sovereign and victory belongs to Him. But let's talk about something else for a second. The potential collapse of the US dollar. The Bible suggests that a new global currency could emerge under the control of the Antichrist. And when that happens, it could signal the end of the US dollar's dominance. For many, this is a hard pill to swallow. After all, the US dollar has been the world's reserve currency for decades, but history is full of powerful empires that crumbled from within. Could America be headed down the same path? In the Bible, there are Countless examples of nations that declined when they turned away from their moral foundations. Look at King Belshazzar of Babylon. He thought his kingdom was invincible until he ignored the warnings of God. Could America be repeating that same mistake? We've seen a shift in our laws and culture that contradicts biblical principles. And what about America's unwavering support for Israel? Some prophecies suggest that support may begin to wane, signaling the beginning of a decline for the United States. But this isn't all doom and gloom. This is about being aware of the times we're living in. Just like Nineveh was spared after its people repented, America has a chance to change course. It's not too late. But that change starts with us. A return to our founding principles, a recommitment to God, and a rejection of the path that leads to destruction. Let's pray for wisdom. Let's pray that our leaders are guided by God's will and make choices that honor Him. Remember, our ultimate hope doesn't rest in any earthly kingdom, but in God's eternal kingdom. So as the world around us seems to spiral, we can rest in the knowledge that our true citizenship is in heaven and our refuge is in God. In the midst of this uncertain world, the Bible reminds us that we don't need to fear. Our true hope isn't in politicians, countries, or systems. It's in God alone. As we face these challenges, we can find peace knowing that He is in control and that no matter what happens, He is our strength, our comfort, and our ultimate hope. And here's something to think about: artificial intelligence. It's on the rise, and the Bible warns about placing too much trust in human-made technology. The creation of AI could be seen as mankind trying to play God. What happens when technology becomes too powerful? We're already seeing AI making decisions that used to belong to humans, and as it becomes more advanced, we may find ourselves relying on it in ways we never imagined. The Bible is clear: putting our faith in technology instead of God could have disastrous consequences. As we witness the rise of AI and other technologies, we must be vigilant. The Bible doesn't explicitly mention AI, but it does warn us about the dangers of depending on human ingenuity instead of trusting in God. So let's stay grounded, let's stay focused, and above all, let's remember that no matter how dark things seem, our hope is in the one who holds the future in His hands. As unsettling as these predictions might seem, they serve as reminders. Reminders that our strength is not found in the governments we build, the technology we create, or the earthly powers we establish. Our true strength lies in our relationship with God, in trusting His guidance, and in living according to His will. Before we wrap up, I want to remind you to stay connected. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support means the world to us. And hey, feel free to leave a comment below with your thoughts. What do you think about the future of America? Are these biblical prophecies unfolding before our eyes, or is it all just coincidence? We'd love to hear your perspective. Remember, no matter how dark the world may seem, there is always hope. God's promises are true, and His plan is bigger than any crisis or disaster we might face. Stay strong in your faith, stay hopeful, and keep trusting in the path He has laid out for you. Thank you for watching. And until next time, stay blessed and keep seeking His truth, His